More Canadians than ever before are choosing to work with a mortgage broker instead of going into their bank branch when they're looking for their next mortgage. A friend recently asked me, what is the difference and why would I work with a mortgage broker anyways? So here are a couple of the main differences between getting your mortgage from a bank and getting your mortgage from a broker. The first one is, while we may seem like competitors, often mortgage brokers are partners with many of the banks. Many mortgage brokers connect with a lot of the big banks to provide your mortgage. You just don't have to go into the bank branch to get it. So while we may seem like competitors up front, we do work a lot together, and many of the big banks are what we call broker friendly. The second one is that mortgage brokers actually work for you. So as an independent agent or an independent mortgage broker, they're not employed by any financial institution. Whereas the mortgage specialist you might find in the bank, it works for that bank and offers the products that are available at that bank. The mortgage broker or mortgage agent, really their job is essentially to serve the client and to make sure that you're satisfied with what you get, because that's how their business will grow. The third thing to be aware of is that mortgage agents are local business people. So if you're looking to support local business, if you're looking to support people who live and work and raise their families in your community, a local mortgage broker will be able to, they funnel their proceeds and they support things that are local in your community versus the bank branch where, their head office may be in another province or sometimes in another country. The next thing is that every mortgage broker or mortgage agent goes through a rigorous licensing process and must be provincially licensed in order to offer mortgage services. Meanwhile, many bank branches or many bank mortgage specialists are actually not licensed, and while they still have training provided by the bank, the same provincial regulations that us mortgage agents follow may not apply. The next thing to consider is about product selection. So if you work with a mortgage broker, imagine that this person has access to a much wider selection of all the products out there. They can pick the right mortgage term, the right lender, the right offer that works for you, and over the time that you work together, maybe over many, many years, you may have needs change, and you might find that the lender that's great for you today may not be the best choice 2, 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Working with your broker over the long run, they can cater the options that work for you based on the time and the stage in your life that you're at. At the bank, the mortgage agent or the mortgage specialist there will have access only to the products that that bank offers. So while they may have many different term choices, essentially the underlying loan is always going to be the same. Another thing to think about is the mortgage agent themselves. What a lot of people tell me is that they reached out, they spoke with their bank person, and they were great, and they loved the experience, and they were happy there. But when they went back to renewal, or they went back to purchase a second property, or invest in something, or when they sold their home and wanted to buy again somewhere else, that person wasn't there anymore. Often in the bank branches, the people that you work with can move around a lot, and of course the best ones may get promoted. So connecting with a great mortgage agent or mortgage broker that you can trust means that you can build a long-term relationship. And the second time you work together, the third time you work together, they already have a lot of your information to make the process so much easier. Another thing to consider is that a mortgage agent doesn't make any money until your mortgage closes. This is important because it's good to know that their goals and your goals line up. Their goal is to satisfy you with the right product that fits you, they don't just work on a salary or a commission from one bank, but they will essentially work until you're fully satisfied. One other thing that's really important to notice is that a mortgage agent doesn't work banker's hours. So funny enough, we work in the financial services industry, but how often do you have time to go into a bank branch, sit in that uncomfortable chair in that tiny office during the hours between when they open and when they close? A lot of families have kids, or you have work requirements, or your job doesn't give you the time. Who wants to take their lunch break and go and have their meeting with their bank mortgage specialist? Most mortgage brokers are flexible with their time. They often work weekends or evenings, and many clients appreciate having that flexibility. So when you consider all these things, whether it's the independent and unbiased advice, the flexibility with your time, the fact that they aren't employed by the bank, and I think most importantly, the fact that they have ultimate product selection from any lender that works with brokers. These things all add up to make the idea of working with a mortgage broker a lot more attractive. So if you have more questions about how you can save thousands on your mortgage or how you can reduce the time it takes to pay it off, reach out. We're happy to help, and there's absolutely no cost or commitment. Thanks.